Anyway, we're back, and I'm going to make a cocktail before baking you a pie. And at this moment in time, I really do need to have a cocktail because it is overdue from Foursies. We're doing Foursies at 10:18. I could say that it's 4 somewhere, but I don't know if it's 4 somewhere on the other side of the world. Maybe it's 4 in London, or it's 4 in Spain. It feels like Foursies all the time. So I'm going to make my Yvette Especial that she taught me how to make yesterday, and it's very much a daytime drink because it's gin. And Gin and I, hello Gin, I don't have much of a relationship with you. We've never really hung out before. This is a bottle that's been in our liquor cabinet forever, and I don't really like gin, but I'm going to try this cocktail because why not? And then also, a really nice bottle of Reposado, so we'll make a cocktail with that. And then I got the fixins to make a vegan pie crust. My pie crust that I've been making for years, and I thought, is it important to share it? Does anybody care? Eric is watching. Eric, do you care about a vegan pie crust this late at night? Probably not. But at this point in time, I just thought that if one person is entertained, then it's worth it. So let's get started with this cocktail so that I can freestyle. And I think she said 1 ounce of gin to 1 ounce of tangerine juice. And we were going to go out and get some tangerines today because we are just about out of many things. However, you know, we got to the grocery store today, and, or not we, I don't want to say we, my magical assistant went to the grocery store today, and it was a whole different scene than it was a couple of days ago. Now there's, as we roll into week 3 of quarantine times, we are doing social distancing at the grocery store where you need to wait in line. A certain amount of people can be in the grocery store at one time. So it's now become another obstacle to get your 3-4 days worth of groceries. I don't know if you guys are going out once a week or what, but we're going out once every 3-4 days. So I only have this much to work with because we're working with what we have and we're making it with what we have. So I don't have very many tangerines, but I have some orange juice. And so we're going to do a little tangerine orange juice action, and then some gin, and then some sparkling water, and some fresh rosemary. And I happen to have a kaffir lime tree, so we are going to, you and I, us, we, all of us. Isn't that funny when I say we? It's like, we're going to use the kaffir lime, I think, to make something with the tequila, or I have some cilantro. I don't know what herbs go in there. If anybody has any idea about herbs in cocktails, I have oregano, rosemary, cilantro, and kaffir lime. Please let me know. I don't see anybody commenting yet. Apparently everybody is not watching the Just Add Heather show. I had a feeling that would be the case. All right, so, but we're doing it anyway. Because we're doing it anyway. Just throwing it out there. So first let's start with the booze, the gin for our daytime beverage. Daytime in the nighttime. I'm going to make a couple of these. Is it 1 ounce per cocktail maybe? I think that sounds about right. So I'm going to make a couple. I think that's 1, 2, 3. And I can hear kids in there talking about The Hobbit. 3 ounces of gin to 3 ounces of tangerine juice or whatever citrus beverage you have. Okay, because right now we don't have tangerines. So that's 2 and 3. And I don't know if rosemary is meant to go in there or if it's just a garnish. Just throw it in. Throw it in. Stem it all. Why not? Couldn't be bad, right? And I guess that would make sense if we were mixing it up. Mixing it up. Baby. Baby, 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 baby. I can't wait to see you soon, baby. Sarah and Eric. Hi, Sarah and Eric. God, I'd love to see you guys. Okay. Haven't seen friends in 3 weeks. Really miss seeing friends. I'm glad you're watching. Okay, so here are 2 cocktail glasses. And should we shake it or just have it on ice? Gently stirred or on ice? These are the questions. It's deep, man. Oh, we're going to put some sparkling water in it too. All right, so that was 3 ounces of orange or tangerine juice and 3 ounces of gin, and that looks like a half a cup of sparkling water, 3/4 cup, somewhere in there. Let's see what this tastes like. Yes, my fancy little ice container. I'm so excited to use this. Our dear friend Jelko gifted us this vintage sexy ice container. All right, let's get this started. So, our daytime drink at night. Gin, let's see what kind of personality you give me, baby. I don't even know. I heard a lot about you. My grandmother, who's British, drank gin. So, Grandma, I'm drinking your drink right now. Put a little rosemary in it. And now it's healthy. It's a healthy drink. And it would be nice with a little tangerine wedge, but I cut those up. So, let's try it out. Here, how about you take this one and see. It's really good to give alcohol to your crew. Cheers. Cheers to Friday. Cheers to making it through the 3rd week. Wow, that's actually quite good. You know, hi Kathy Beck, what do you think about this beverage? Would you make this beverage? Yes? I'm looking for your response. It's actually really good. God, gin usually tastes so nasty. This is actually a good way to drink it. I could see myself pushing back a few of these by the pool when we get some warm weather. Wow. Can I get a nod, a yes, a no on the daytime beverage? Yes. Yes. Kathy says yes. She would indulge. Oh, please give my love to your family, to Ayala and to Ryan and to Piper and to Olivia, my other daughter. Let's do it. I know. Let's have a virtual hang because that's the only kind of hang we can do, right? And your cousin Stephen Smith is watching. Oh! Cheers to you, cousin. Yeah, we're trying to make a schedule where we're, you know, not drinking every day. But as we're, you know, contemplating what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now for a living now that our jobs have been obliterated and the future is unknown? And, you know, this is not a reason to drink and make vegan pies, by the way, but but why not? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so before I go, I mean, you know, just, I haven't been out of my block. Actually, I've left my block because I've gone for hikes every day and for walks with the kids, but we haven't left our town in so long that the days are melding into each other. So in that regard, maybe we should try to make the tequila beverage, or should we just stick to the gin? Because this is really good tequila. I don't know if it's a good idea to mix, but I'm just thinking that this is good with anything. But I was thinking I would muddle it with kaffir lime and honey, and I don't know, throw some what in there fancy, and then and drink it. But we've been kind of on the tequila chain, so we'll just back to the gin. Back to the gin. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. See, I'm already starting to feel a little better. Yes, indeed. Oh, way above the chimney tops. One more of these and I'm going to bake that pie. All right. Kathy, I know you're probably dying to know how to make a vegan pie crust. I think she's laughing right now because, no, you don't care about a vegan pie crust. It's good with butter. You can make it with butter too. Same process. Same process as with butter. All right. Shifting into the baking mode. All right, so this is a recipe that I've made for a long time because, you know, you have some vegan friends and they like pie too. Do you like a slice of pie? I love a slice of pie. And Megan's watching, and Megan, you might want to know how to make a vegan pie crust, right? I feel like you might. And you could potentially, although I haven't done it all the way, use a gluten-free flour. And you know, when we were going to the store to get provisions, a lot of the gluten-free stuff was still on the shelf. Things like quinoa flour, and I guess those weren't the immediate go-tos. But I really like it with Spelt flour. I like Spelt flour, and it's not gluten-free. It is from the wheat family. But for some of us who don't have celiac, it is a little bit less funky. And yes, it is, Kathy. Who else would it be, right? Okay, it's just us, just the family. We're only allowed to hang with family. In fact, now you're only allowed to actually even play ball with your family or walk with your family or bike with your family. If you're going to go biking with somebody else, you're breaking the law. Of course, I've never been too much of a law-abiding citizen myself. Cheers. I know, my mother-in-law could be watching. Oops. And Kathy says hi. So, this recipe, I just wanted to throw this out there because, you know, I want to make some savory things, but I'm really into cocktails and desserts. This is about a cup of frozen raw coconut oil. Can you see it? I know it looks like a bag of something else, doesn't it? But it's not. No, we're not having that kind of party tonight. This is a bag. I mean, we're not. We're just home with the kids, making some pie, getting a little high, because that's what's going on here. So this is about a cup of frozen coconut oil, although in the bowl it doesn't really look like a cup. Anyway, it's about a cup. And if you were making a regular pie crust that would have unsalted butter, you would use very cold butter that would come straight out of the freezer, and you would chop it up into little chunks, and it would be about 8 ounces, about a cup, which is to 2 cups of flour. So you could use white flour, you could use all-purpose gluten-free flour, or you, I'm already ginning out. I'm getting ginny. Getting ginny. Or you could use my version of this delicious vegan pie and go with the Spelt. Word to the wise, don't eat too many dinner rolls made out of Spelt flour. My brother Josh Jones can attest to that. Okay, so my other brother TJ could also attest to that. Don't eat too much Spelt or wheat. Okay, so here's about a cup, and it's 2 cups. So I'm just going to experiment a little bit here. I've never really used this, and it is rice flour and tapioca flour, millet flour. So I don't know how it's going to work in a pie crust. I'm just going to check it out tonight and put a half a cup in there. I'm not going to get too crazy. Too crazy for you, babe. You got me head over heels, and I don't know what to do, babe. Just making a fool out of myself. That's what I do, babe. Alright, so I decided to go 1.5 cups Spelt flour and 1/2 cup of all-purpose gluten-free flour. And if you're making this with butter, it's pretty much the same. And probably a teaspoon. Kathy, I don't know if this is too much. What do you think? Maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. She's gonna, Kathy, you know, should we use a 1/2 teaspoon or a teaspoon? Teaspoon looks kind of like a lot. I know, I'm making a recipe, I shouldn't be guessing. 1/2 teaspoon, that looks right. That seems good. 2 cups of flour, whatever your choice. 1 cup or 8 ounces of fat, whatever your choice. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And before we start breaking this up, a little bit of some kind of sweetener, sugar and spice, baby. You know, my favorite, coconut sugar. Just throw a little bit in there for this pie. Because it's high time for pie time. It's high time for pie time. My favorite dessert is pie. So simple. So, I almost said basic. Oof. No. Basic became a really bad word. Did you know that? I mean, I have a teenage daughter, so I know that basic is pretty much the worst insult you could even give somebody. You know, if you call that girl, that is bad. So I work hard to try to not be basic. I don't know what lens to look in, but teaspoon. Yeah. Does that say TSP? Yeah, it does. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon. Kathy's on it with me. All right, so with butter, you would take very cold butter and work with it, and this is pretty softening. You don't want it to get too soft. The magic in a pie crust, the magic, is making sure that, hold on, before I give you the science lesson, let me get another one. I just want to make sure. Wow, that's good. Wow, I think I swallowed a piece of rosemary though, so definitely don't put the rosemary in the drink. That was a little weird. I would strain that out. The magic in a pie crust, whether it's butter or coconut oil or lard or whatever you're using, is to make sure that the fat does not get fully emulsified in the flour. So that means when you're breaking it up, you're making like little pea-sized sand pebble, little tiny bits of fat, and you're keeping it cold. And oh, that's what I forgot, is the ice water. We need about 4 tablespoons of ice water. Which don't you worry, magical assistant. I got this. Because I already have ice. Brilliant. Ice, baby. Ice, baby. So, the trick is keeping it cold, keeping it chill. And who else? Oh, Rick is watching because he heard that we were making vegan pie crust and was like, yes, I need to know that during this time of crisis. There are some very valuable things to know, like how to make your own pie crust in the middle of the night while drinking gin. Not a bad idea. Okay, so the trick is making sure you work with it fast. If your fat, butter, lard, shortening, frozen coconut oil, whatever it is, starts to get soft, take the whole bowl, throw it back in the freezer, a couple minutes, bring it back out. As long as your fat is not getting soft, I'm sorry that sounds really funny, but as long as your fat is not getting soft, don't get soft, whatever you do. Zero soft, work hard. Then, wait, did it say David, one of my Berber family? David is here. I thought I saw David. He said, love the eyelids. What eyelids? Oh, the right, my eyelids. I thought I saw that somebody from my Berber family was watching David. Could it be? All right, so I'm gonna just smash it up, work out all the frustration, because you know that we all have a lot going on right now. I suggest kneading. I know that kneading bread is very therapeutic, and for me, making pie is very therapeutic. And what's amazing to me about pie is, you know, like when you make a cup of tea with, real tea, like with real tea leaves. Every time it's different, no matter what. If you use the same proportions, it still comes out different every time. So that's the magic. All right, now that I've kind of broken it down a little bit, I got my ice water, and it's still kind of soft, and it looks, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the best part. We get our fingers in here and break up the last little bits of fat, but not too much. Yeah, mine's getting a little soft. Oops. And so if I wasn't on camera, I'd throw this baby right into the freezer and get it cold again. But we gotta move. There's no time. There's no time to be wasted. We gotta move. We gotta find a way. We gotta move. Just not out of our block or neighborhood. Oh, look into the camera, he said. Oh, yes, hi. I'm looking into the camera. There's so many things to look at. What can I say? What can I say? Oh, Kalai is watching. Mine? Hi, Kalai. How are you hanging in there? Oh my gosh, Kalai, how are you hanging in there? This is my friend who's a nurse at Stanford. And I'm imagining it must be a terrifying time for you. And I'm sending you love right now. I hope that you're okay. I know you're suiting up. I want to talk to you and find out what it's like to suit up in between every person that you see. And she says, hey, 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 hey. I was just trying to think today, you know, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Is it important? Doesn't matter. Why? Why am I doing this? Who really cares about this? But then I realized it doesn't matter. If one person is entertained for a minute, then it's worth it. And I miss my family of performers and entertainers and friends, and so I don't know if you miss me, but hi. Hi. We're making a pie, baby. All right, so this is all broken up and looking good. And is it salty though? Let's see. Yeah, it's salty. A little salty. Your pie crust needs to be a little salty. All right. So for the water, this is cold water, which is super important to make sure that you have ice water. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my nighttime voice. Do you like my nighttime voice? 5. Let's see how that works. So there's 5 tablespoons of ice water. But I have not made a pie crust with this gluten-free flour, so I'm not exactly sure. It might need more. So stir it up. Well, stir it up, baby, now. I'm trying to come up with songs. Rick, do you have any requests? Okay, so it needs a little bit more. Oops, getting wild. As I push it together, mix it together. God, my mind is so dirty. And it's really fun to do this and to see who's watching and to connect with who's paying attention. I love it. It's really fun. It just takes so long to get ready. I should do a version, a baking show where I have no makeup on. I think that would be an interesting project. All right, so this is starting to come together. You don't want to work your pie crust too much because you don't want that fat to break up into the flour. Somebody sent me a heart. I need to make one of your goodies. Oh, yes, I will send you a recipe. You know I have so many cake recipes. Girl, I got you, got you, got you. You just tell me what kind of thing you want, and I'm going to send it to you. Okay, so this needs a little bit of water. Tiny bit. Yeah, making birthday cakes is... Making cakes in general is part of the reason why I went to culinary school, which was just, you know, a very expensive piece of paper over there on the wall. So I'm hoping now it's really starting to come together that some of what I learned can be of use now in some way. Otherwise, it's just kindling. It's just firewood, that piece of paper over there. Wait a second, I gotta do a little break in the action. Oh, really? Kathy? I'm a little lamb who's lost in the woods. I know that I could always be good for someone who watch over me. It's not Linda Ronstadt. Actually, that's a Gershwin tune, but I think Linda Ronstadt did sing it. Oh, the gluten-free cookies. He may not be the man some people think of as handsome, but to me, he something has the key. Da-da-da. Won't you tell him, please, to put on some speed? Follow my lead. Oh, how I need. That's such a good song. Thank you. Someone to watch over me. I love it when somebody gives me a request. Okay, so now we have this ball of pie dough, and it's a little doughy baby, my little dough baby, and it's speckled with little pieces of fat that have not emulsified into the flour. So if you had butter, you would see it, little tiny speckles of butter in here. And then, oh my gosh, we need saran wrap. Do we have these types of things? So I'm gonna just make a nice little round disc with this, because this baby needs to go into the fridge ASAP, or the freezer. It's starting to get emulsified in some areas. What happens with pie dough and what makes it super crispy and what makes it rise and be flaky? What makes it flaky? Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready to hear some Patsy Cline? Okay, yes, I'm going to come up with some Patsy Cline for you. Is that when the fat, your shortening, your butter, your coconut oil, your lard, whatever it is that you're using, when it hits the oven and the fat and the water in the fat evaporates, the water in the fat evaporates, causes a leavening in the flour, and that's what makes the flakiness. So if your fat is blended with the flour, it's not going to make that happen, and it won't be flaky. It'll be tough. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see this, but look at this. This is our vegan pie crust with the coconut oil. It's all speckled with coconut oil. So now, magical assistant, do you think you can get some, do you think you could get the saran wrap from over there? Or? Oh, I'm missing my most important tool. Where are you, baby? Oh, baby. Please believe me. This is my offset spatula. I'm going to sing to it. I would never let you go. Believe me when I tell you, I'll never do you no harm. To my offset spatula. Oh no, this isn't an offset, sorry. God, it's the gin. This is a bench scraper, Kathy. Don't you know? This is a bench scraper. Okay, I'm gonna cut it in half. Boom. Because half is for the top and half is for the bottom. So, I should be allowed to drink gin. Gin and I, woo, baby. Oh, rosemary. Wow. Don't put the rosemary in the beverage. Just muddle it and strain it out. Little strainer action. So now I'm going to take these and quickly throw them into the freezer so the fat can get cold again, so we can have that amazing leavening effect, because you guys here at 10:30 at night, you were dying to know about how to make good vegan pie dough. And and at least Kathy's entertained, okay? That's what matters, is if one person, then great. Okay, so here, because, you know, after whatever day it is today, is it day 18? Who knows? We're ready to watch anything. Well, not anything, but, I mean, definitely not anything, but maybe how to make good pie dough. Because I love a slice of pie. And what did Kalai say? Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. And I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. You said Patsy Cline. I know I have to think of another song besides that. So here we have two beautiful little dough babies ready to become a gorgeous pie. And I would imagine that one should be smaller because it's going to be, or one should be larger because it's going to be the bottom. And the other one should be a bit bigger because it's gonna be the top. The top should be a bit bigger. Stop! I'm fired from this job. Okay, I'm gonna put these in the freezer. Magical assistant, can you put those in the freezer? And in the meantime, I have dough hands. So much dough. But I have all these apples here left over from our last shopping trip. And slicing them really, really, really thin is key. Coconut sugar, cinnamon, allspice, nutmegs, cloves, whatever you like. I like mine spicy. How about you? Do you like yours spicy? Kathy Beck? Do you like your pie spicy? Do you put cloves in your pie? Do you like cloves in your pie? I want to know if you like cloves in your pie. Nutmeg doesn't seem to belong in the pie. It's more like cinnamon, allspice, cloves. Cardamom, definitely no. But I'm waiting on you, Kathy, because you're the chef here, and she says, absolutely, absolutely. She likes cloves. Oh, a magical assistant needs a refill. Let's give him a refill. He's seriously working hard here. There are cameras, there are lights, all kinds of things. But you know what happens when everybody becomes unemployed? They get a lot of time to work out stuff. And, well, us that are unemployed and also homebound, getting crafty with whatever's in your cabinets. In case you have to wait an hour to get into a store, or you are having trouble finding a restaurant that can deliver or that you can pick up. It's time to learn how to make some. So, I mean, I think it might be a good time for me to show some practical recipes, but practicality is a little boring though. So, I'm still trying to figure out how I can use cilantro in a cocktail. If anybody has ideas about whether cilantro is good in a cocktail, please let me know. Cheers. These are the, I mean, it's 10:50, it's almost 11 o'clock at night, and on the East Coast it's almost 2 a.m., and I'm thinking about you over there in New York, thinking about you guys, and I'm sending you all the love in New York. I'm wondering if you're up at 2 a.m. watching how to make vegan pie. Oh yes, Yvette Especial. Okay, Yvette is watching. This is my Yvette Especial right here, baby. I want to let you know that the rosemary, this is just my experience tonight. Don't put it in the drink. Put it in the wedge. She said put it in a tangerine wedge, and I ran out. I cut them and they were gone, and then we couldn't get any more. But yes, it would be better to just poke it in there, garnish, and but definitely don't put it in there. So. I hope that it's not picking up all my drinking sounds. Very slurp, slurp, slurp. But cheers to you, Yvette, for these cocktail recipes, and going forward in my late night show, I will only be making your cocktails going forward. And hell yes, basil! Basil could be good. What do we use basil for? I defer to you, Yvette. Please tell me, what would we use basil for? Gin is a whole nother vibe. That's what I gotta say about that. All right, so the pie crust is chilling, and it's gonna take me a while to cut up these apples, and I don't know if you guys want to hang with me while I cut up the apples, or if I should come back for the late version. Basil is amazing. Would basil be good? Tangerine wheel, definitely the tangerine wheel. Would basil be good with the gin, or would basil be good with the tequila? Next cocktail. Okay, so our next my next Yvette Especial is going to highlight basil, because we're getting close to where we can plant some starts. And if you have some pots, we were just looking outside like, oh my God, we have pots. We should run to the garden store. It's an essential business. It's open. You can get some starts, you can get some seeds, and because it's becoming more difficult to have fresh lettuce every day, I don't know about you, but I like to go to the grocery store every day. That's my vibe. Like, I really like to go to the grocery store every day, but that is not happening. So we're gonna plant some lettuces. We don't really have like a place to plant a garden or a planter bed. So we're just gonna put a bunch of pots out, and I'm definitely gonna plant basil because it's the time. In the hot summer months, basil crumbles under the sun. So plant basil, and we'll figure out how to use it in a cocktail, and both. Exactly. Okay, so fine. Yvette says to the tequila and to the gin, hello, baby. We can put basil in both. So then my late night show is going to be about cocktails and desserts. I think I just discovered we're in the treat yourself mode. Treat yourself mode, because we're all sort of dealing with a lot of unknowns. That doesn't mean become a home drinker daily. Oh, I don't know what it means. I don't know what anything means. But let's do an improv song about it, because Servy's watching. Because Servy's watching. And my pie dough is chilling. So while my pie dough is chilling, I feel like I need to take this apron off. I know you want to hear a Depeche Mode song. I know it. And God, I gotta learn some more, like quick. Otherwise, we're gonna lose Servy if I don't learn another Depeche Mode song, like right away. I can't even get this off. Screw it. So, it's high time for pie time. Anything you ever thought that you could do and you're not really sure if you could do, now's the time. Now's the time to do it. I think, now's the time to get a new guitar strap. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. Oh, I can't believe I laughed at that. This is my baby. She's okay. Wow, she's okay. Wow. Okay, this guitar strap is pretty rad, but I don't think I'm going to trust her anymore. This was a beautiful gift to me, and I don't think I can trust it because I just dropped my baby on the ground. I've had this guitar, I don't want to say how long because you guys might think that I could be better at playing, but I've had this guitar for 20-some years. 20-some years. What? Give it to you? You're going to fix it? Hand it to my magical? Look at this. I got a set man right here on the scene. He's going to fix it. Yeah, I just felt like vibing out, making up a song. And I've been seeing people recently who have been just going straight on live and just making up improv songs. It's so inspiring. I just thought of the song all of a sudden. I said, straight on for you. Coming straight on for you. And hopefully he can fix that before I go into the next part of that song. Oh my God, that was so scary. That was so freaking scary. But I'm going to finish my beverage. I think about the fact that my guitar still exists. I've been carrying it around forever with me, thinking that someday I'm going to play my life story, and I do regularly. I know that looks a little, I think it was there before. It's okay. It's just, no, that didn't happen just now. Are you sure it's okay? Okay. Wow. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to do the late night version where I come back with the finished pie. Either that or I come back with the pie that I'm going to assemble and roll out. Ow. I think you made this a little tight. You made this a little tight. Okay. Okay. Somebody named Jeff Strange is watching. I don't know, his last name is Strange. Looks good. Sounds almost like I need to get rid of this thing. Okay. Get rid of the capo. Oh, you know what happened was we dropped it and it's out of tune. Yeah, this baby is out of tune, a little something on the E string, so that means I have to come back before I can improv. I dropped my guitar tonight. It's crazy. Okay, but Servy. I'm going to tune this guitar. I'm going to come back and play you a little song. because I'm 2 cocktails in. And did you get the cocktail recipe? I need to know, because I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to come back in a little bit and assemble this pie and do a freestyle jam after I tune this guitar. But for the meantime, looking at you out there, I hope that you guys are all staying strong and centered and knowing that on the other side of this, there's something beautiful, and that we are all reestablishing at the same time, leveled who we are, what we can do, and who we can become. So it's a pretty awesome moment in time. Pretty awesome moment in time. Super tragic and sad, but also amazing. And here I am in the silver linings of tragedy. I think that's going to be the title of the jam when we come back and I tune this poor girl that hit the ground. And I also heard just today that John Prine got the COVID, which means that I need to sing one of his songs. So let me tune this and come back to you guys in just a little bit with the apple pie and improv. And in the meantime, I really hope that Kathy, you had a good time. Mwah! And to the next time. I don't even know how long I've gone on this one. How many minutes am I at? Am I at like 30 minutes? Yeah, I'm at 30 minutes. 30 minutes is too long for you guys. Okay, so I'll be back in just a bit for the late night version. We'll have some more